Alright, so people know that one of my favorite movies is In Bruges. Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, Mad-Eye Moody.
Yeah, Martin McDonagh is the director of that movie. Well, here's his new movie, Banshees of Inisherin, from this year.
Yeah,
we watched a new movie.
A new movie just came out.
Now
recently.
I saw a piece of a review that said it was a spiritual successor to In Bruges, and I can tell you right now that is not the case. That doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah,
but it's not In Bruges.
Yeah.
This is not, I mean, it's got the two actors.
Yeah, you got the same dudes.
Same two guys,
Yeah.
but it's not at all that movie in any way.
Right.
In any way. To get that out of the way.
Whoever reviewed that was wrong.
They were very wrong. Completely wrong. And cheers to them being wrong. Let's just do this now.
Yeah,
whiskey. We drank some Irish whiskey watching this movie in Ireland.
The 40 Shades of Green.
Literally got to get down to 55 degrees in the house before I
Ooh.
Figured you would have had to get us.
don't have a choice.
No, I couldn't do it tonight.
Yeah, I was like,
That beer he was drinking did look good though. Black beer.
Yeah.
That pint. This is a weird fucking movie. It's like Martin McDonagh watched. Who made The Lighthouse?
Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers. It's like he watched a Robert Eggers movie. It was like, I want like a tiny piece of that weirdness.
Let's get a little bit of isolation.
Just a little bit of that, right?
Just two
Maybe
dudes.
there's a Banshee.
Yeah.
A little bit of that kind of, and they're like a little bit of that brutality, but not as much as not as far as I thought it would go.
No, yeah, it's not violent, but there's some moments in it that you're like, holy shit.
A little disturbing.
He actually did that.
Yeah. So this movie, it's such a, and the description, when you see it, you're like, no, it's not actually about that.
Very
but it actually is though. It's like one day a friend tells his friend that we're not friends anymore.
Damn.
That's hard.
And he's sad. The one friend's sad. That literally is it. So, Colin Farrell, God bless him, he's looking old now.
Yeah.
Brendan Gleeson, he always has looked old, so it's kind of not.
He just looks older. He's starting to lose some weight. He's just more saggy.
More skin hanging.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson. They're like living on this tiny island in Ireland
during a
1920s. You got the Protestants and Catholics going at it. He probably knows more about this than I do for some reason. He's way into this shit.
Yeah, you were kind of upset when
he jizzes over all this stuff.
The freedom fighters,
even though he's not Irish at all.
What do you mean I'm not Irish at all?
Greek.
Aren't you Greek?
I'm half Greek, half Irish.
Whatever. That's fine. He's half Irish. Fine. Good.
We're all Irish today after this.
Yeah, no, I'm Irish. My grandmother.
Greek.
My grandmother was a McGrath. Yeah, so they're on this tiny town on this island. Most beautiful place you've ever fucking seen in a movie, probably. Incredibly picturesque, beautifully shot.
This is where they filmed Star Wars.
Yeah, Luke. It's the green version of Tatooine. Yeah, take that desert and just make it green and boring. Yeah. Just need some power converters.
No, I meant the terrible Star Wars.
Oh, the terrible Star Wars.
Yeah.
Also on Tatooine.
No, where Luke's
Naboo.
No.
Shitty new Ryan Johnson. Oh, see, I completely deleted that from my memory.
I've never watched any of those.
You're talking about depressed Luke on the island?
Yeah,
no, I completely
Luke.
deleted that from my memory. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Beautiful, picturesque Irish landscape, and you got the one friend. He goes to his friend's house. He's like, "We're gonna go to the pub, right?"
Oh no, he doesn't speak to him. He's knocking on the door, trying to
He's
let him
yelling
know, hey,
at him.
It's 2. It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Time to go to the pub. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what you do.
He's
You
just
go to the
ignoring
pub.
him.
Like we're doing right now.
Yeah, exactly. 11 something on a Monday.
He's like, yeah. And he just doesn't. And then he's like, his friend's like, we're just not friends anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck is the deal?
Yeah.
The first third of the movie is him going, what the fuck's going on? My friend hates me now. What do I do?
What did I do to him? Did I do? No, he didn't do anything. I just don't want to be friends.
Yeah. And then finally, he finally pins him down. And he's like, you're dull. I'm getting old. And I want to do things with my life besides wasting my time with you. Basically,
Useless chats.
you're boring. We just hang out and drink. You don't do anything. I want to write music, Mozart. I want to be the Irish Mozart or whatever. He plays the violin. He's in the fiddle. If it's folksy, it's a fiddle, right?
Yeah.
Plays it in the pub. He's even got students that plays with him, and he's just like, I want to move on. And even though we've been friends forever, best friends, I'm moving on now.
Yeah. Stop talking.
Stop talking to me completely. You're boring. And he's just like, and then Colin Farrell, he's just like, I'm just a nice guy. I don't understand. And everybody's like, yes, you are a nice guy. You're just boring.
Yeah.
You're fucking boring. You're lame.
I did like, he's like, yeah, the other night we talked about your donkey shit, what you found in your donkey shit for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done.
I
Sick
have
of it.
so many things
Yeah.
I never even heard.
But you feel kind of sad. You feel sad for Colin Farrell. He just wants to hang out with his buddies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to just kick it.
Yeah.
You live on an island filled with maybe 30 people.
Yeah. They're on like the boring side of the island.
Yeah.
Like where the town isn't even there. Like it's just a couple houses,
Yeah.
you know, and one pub and a church. Really,
All he does is takes his goat butter, or goat milk, whatever those two things.
It's cow's milk. He's got a cow.
He does have
yeah.
cows, yeah.
Yeah. He just does that once a week.
Yeah, I mean,
money.
it looks like the most beautiful existence I've ever seen. And that's the thing, it's like, it's one of those things in this movie where it's like, people talk about how dull this is, but the way it's shot and the way they portray it is like the most beautiful thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's like Colin Farrell's character is the only one that realizes, like, no, this is great. Like, why?
Yeah.
What more could you ask?
Yeah, my mom was a nice person. My dad was a nice person. My sister, everybody's a nice person. This is a great place. Yeah, you're all bitching at me about it.
When he confronts the fella at the bar, he's like, no one ever got remembered for being nice. You know, Mozart was a great musician, 17th century, which we find out he was wrong about. I didn't know when Mozart was on the scene.
See, that's why Mad Eye Moody wouldn't hang out with you.
Yeah,
Because you're stupid and boring.
stupid and boring.
Well, there's one thing we can say about Nick is he's not boring.
Nice, thank you guys. Not gonna have to burn. I won't ruin any of it, but I'm not in any danger of having my friends just stop talking to me.
Yeah.
Nice.
But Mad Eye just has enough. He's like, look, I gotta get super serious with you. You gotta stop talking to me again.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start cutting off my fingers. And everybody's like, oh shit, he is serious.
Yeah. Don't talk to him.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't.
He went straight for the fingers.
Yeah.
Man.
He plays his fiddle.
Yeah.
It's his fretting hand.
Yeah,
It's not his
straight up.
bowing hand.
Yeah.
It's his fretting hand.
Yeah.
And of course, Colin Farrell, being nice and confused and stupid and dull,
It's sad.
goes and talks to him.
Yeah.
And then the next day, they hear a thump on the door. Brendan Gleeson cut his finger off,
through it.
threw it at his house. And this is where I talk about like that kind of dark edge of like rock. Well, Martin McDonagh is like, his movies all have this dark edge to them. But it's like this movie is so like, up until this point, it's very much just a straightforward, slow-paced drama of just these two guys like talking back and forth, and you've got the different townspeople, and it's just like all of a sudden, finger gets chucked at the door,
Yeah.
and he's picking up this fat finger. It's like, what the fuck?
Puts it in a shoebox.
Oh yeah.
He still treats it. I thought that was like he still treats it with reverence.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my friend's finger.
He still loves his friend.
I'm gonna give
He's
it back
like-
to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his finger.
It's like we've been best friends our whole life. Just all of a sudden, you know.
Oh yeah. So we have the special boy that's the son of the
cop.
the cop of the island.
He becomes friends with Colin Farrell's character.
Yes. And then we have old witch lady.
Yeah, there is an old witch lady.
Yeah.
But you want to bring in a little bit of that weirdness.
Yeah.
Talk about Colin Farrell with the dumb kid going into his house.
Yeah. They're getting drunk because Colin Farrell he's really upset because it's finally setting in. He just doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang out with Special Kid.
Special kid.
It's the only kid it's the only human being that's kicking it with me.
The only one that'll hang out with me is Special Kid.
So it's one of those late night drunk things. Like you kind of you regret the next day that you went and did this thing. So they're sneaking into the kid's house. He's like, "Yeah, Dad's fell asleep waking off, so
He'll
gets back
kill
and-
us if he wakes up."
yeah.
You just see his
Naked
fat
dude.
dad just with his police hat splayed out,
He kept the hat on while
tiny
wanking.
cock and
Yeah.
balls just sitting there
Balls
passed
way
out.
bigger than
You know,
his
the
cock.
Irish are growers, not showers. You know, that's the one Irish part about me I can definitely say for
Like,
sure.
What gets you to that point where you're like, you have a whole beat off session where you just like,
Passed out in the living room.
yeah, sleep.
This is
I've
before
never
the
done
internet, you know, like, what else are you gonna do, you know? Well, you find out that
What are you doing to require that?
after a long day of policing a village of 30 people,
This man just walks around and beats an ass to everybody.
He
I
is a
don't
fucking
think it's
ass.
that
Yeah.
strenuous. But
strenuous punching people in the face for doing nothing, basically.
he has a brown penis for beating off so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat that dick raw.
It's like,
Yeah, so they get this drink. I assume it's like moonshine or something like that.
yeah.
Poteen.
Huh?
Poteen? Poteen?
Yeah, poteen. Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but it's
It's clear
probably
liquor. It's
Irish moonshine.
Yeah, it's the only clear liquor.
They're drinking that, and then Special Kid. And what's Colin Farrell's real name?
It's like basically your name, I think. It's Patrick, but it's like Irish.
It's Patrick.
Podrick.
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 Because they
Podrick.
kind of like pronounce it P-O.
In Gaelic, yeah, it's like a different.
What was it? Special Kid gets mad at him, leaves for some reason. I forgot what it was. But yeah, next day, that's when he gets the finger thrown at the house.
And then he comes across there. He's riding into town. Comes across Special Kid. Dominic was his name,
Right.
And he's got the tar beaten out of him by his dad
Oh, yeah.
because he
Yeah.
woke up and just slightly less of the poteen is out of his bottle.
You don't steal from your dad's stash.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Mom's. Well, okay, I was gonna say I stole from my mom's stash. And while she usually
Confession.
would hit me, that time she didn't. So I don't know.
Glad she wasn't doing what the cop was doing, was
No,
to go to
no,
sleep.
you gotta go. Oh God, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Just splayed out.
Yeah, displayed
Yeah,
out.
no,
Fire.
no. That would be a whole different session in therapy.
Yeah.
No.
I had to walk by my mom naked.
Just normal bruising in areas where clothes don't cover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Shit's getting heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy confessions for a heavy movie.
Yeah.
This is this is like a very depressing movie. I mean, it's very good. It's very good, but
It's funny too.
it does have a lot of funny moments. It does, but it is pretty depressing because it's just like all these fucking sad, confused people. Like, and it's this whole thing of all these people with their like unrealized dreams and all this shit, not realizing what they actually have. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to the mainland where the war is going. I got a new job.
Yeah, we didn't mention that.
I got a tiny apartment. That's his sister.
Yeah.
So like so Colin Farrell is living with his sister, and she gets a job at a library on the mainland
while this war's going.
while the Civil War's going. There's like they can hear the bombs and like
the
guns,
rifle fire,
right? She's like, I can't take it. The last 4 fingers was enough for me.
Yeah,
She got an offer in the post for a job as a librarian before, I believe, the 4 fingers.
But then the 4 fingers show up, and she's like, I'm
She's
done.
like, all right, yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But it's like she leaves him. She leaves this guy. He's just like this lonely dude. Friends left him, and then she leaves him too. When he talked to Brendan Gleeson again, he cut off the rest of his fucking fingers.
I'm fucking done with it.
Yeah. Before that, there was some hope for him because he got stupid drunk.
He got stupid, yeah, and he was running his mouth.
He was talking to the cop, and it called
Yeah.
Mad Eye Moody out. And then
That was a funny scene. Yeah, he's like, the 3 things I hate: cops, fat fiddle players.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that other thing.
And number 3 was funny. I'm gonna start again.
Yeah.
It's cops, fat fiddle players, and then his sister shows up.
Yeah.
And derails the whole. You know, I'm sure number 3. I really would have liked to have heard what number 3 was. You know,
But
dead donkeys.
Dead donkeys. We don't talk about that. But no, So Dominic the next day, he was like, yeah, he said he liked you that way. He was upset that he didn't want to be your friend, that he likes you again.
Yeah.
So then he gets drunk again because he gets that idea. He's like, oh, now he likes me that way. And just drunk Colin Farrell just goes into his house, just calling him out.
It's just running that fucking mouth. And they do have a scene where they are just like friends again. Because the whole thing is that what's the fat guy's name?
Mad Eye Moody.
Colin. Call him Sonny Larry.
Yeah.
At the
All
first
one thing.
the first threat of finger mutilation, he's like, I'm writing a song. I wrote the first part of a song today. The first day that we haven't talked, I've wrote the first part. I'm gonna write the second part tomorrow, the third part the day after. Colin Farrell comes in to this house drunk as shit. He's finished his song. They have like a genuine just conversation about how he's finished his song, and it sounds great. He's called it the Banshees of
Inisherin. Name of the movie.
Yeah.
I love it when they put the name of the movie in the dialogue.
That's how you know it's a movie.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Foster and Allen. Free.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he thinks he's had like a regular old conversation, regular time with him. He's got his friend back, and then that's when the next day. But he talks about this song that he's written.
Yeah.
He comes in, they've had a regular conversation. Then the next day, he's got 4 fingers at his doorstep.
Right. He cut off all the rest of his fingers all at once. Threw them at his house. And then Colin Farrell, whose friends left him, whose sister left him. Everybody in the town thinks he's a dipshit.
Yeah.
His only friend is his little donkey, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny.
Jenny fucking tries to eat
It's a good name for a donkey.
Colin's fingers and chokes to death and dies. And Colin Farrell's had enough. He's had fucking enough.
Yeah.
He goes in front of everybody and says to Colin, he's like, listen, tomorrow I'm going to set your fucking house on fire at 2 o'clock. Whether you're in there or not, leave your dog outside because I like him. He's cool.
But you can be inside the house.
Inside or not, I'm going to light your house on fire. So he does that. He goes through this thing, lights his house on fire. We see Brendan Gleeson in the house. We think, okay, he's probably fucking
because
stayed.
he's starting to go away and he comes back just to check if he's in there or not.
Yeah.
And has like a moment. Should I actually save him? And then just leaves.
Yeah.
I feel like Mad Eye Moody kind of wanted him to kill him.
That's what I got that too.
For his art, because during his confessions, he kind of talks about his depression coming back.
As a despair, yeah.
And I feel like that's probably what he was wanting, is he wanted to be killed and die after making his masterpiece.
Yeah, he had finished
He can't play music anymore. He did finish his song, but he can't play.
Yeah, at one point there's a scene in the bar where he's with his students and he's just shaking his fiddle.
Which is weird to me.
And his stump. Fiddle and stump.
Fiddle and stump, yeah. Which it was actually kind of interesting. He had finished his art piece. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
He had finished his art piece. So he can, his students can actually, because he was talking about he wants to make his mark on the world with people remembering.
She's asking what he wants.
Go on.
Okay.
He finishes, he's talking about wanting to make, there will be one additional song. There will be another tune in the world.
Yeah.
Is what he had said. He finishes his tune, he gets it right down right before he can no longer play it. So he's teaching these students how to play it. He's just shaking his fiddle.
Yeah.
And then he's in the house burning. We think he's going to die.
Turns out he doesn't.
No. You got this creepy old lady causing havoc.
She's clearly a banshee.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She started all this
She
shit
did.
somehow.
She gets easily bored. She killed Dominique to get his stick hook.
Dominic killed himself because he couldn't get in with Colin Farrell's sister.
She wanted to go be a
He also got molested by his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do imply that he was molested by his dad.
Oh, it was said.
Pretty much was said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you going to do on that island?
Not molest your son.
That sad, beautiful. What else are you gonna do on that sad, beautiful island but molest your son?
Average cop moment.
And then, you know, it's. What do we have at the end? We've got.
I don't really feel closure.
There.
It's an ending.
The donkey died and the kid died, but
Yeah.
both of our main characters are just kind of there still, right?
And I feel like at the end, Mad Eye Moody was kind of like wanting to be friends with him.
I think
again.
we're going back to where they were at.
Yeah,
I think
and
so.
then Colin Farrell's like,
Yeah.
nah.
He's like, I don't think.
Fuck you.
He's like, I can't forget all this.
Yeah.
Basically, he did say something like
They
that.
talked about, because they had talked about the Civil War on the mainland.
Yeah.
And they were like, things will go back to normal. And he's like, no. They'll never forget.
Yeah.
Some things won't be forgotten.
Okay.
Killed
Yeah.
my donkey.
Killed my donkey, sent my sister away by throwing fingers at the house.
We have not done this movie justice in our description. Like, we've given a rundown of kind of what happens. And honestly, if you're gonna watch this movie, I should have said earlier, don't listen to what we say and don't spoil yourself.
Yeah.
But
No.
Yeah, watch it before.
yeah.
We could like film a cut where we
Put a
you
disclaimer.
can edit into the beginning.
Oh, I'll put the
Spoiler alert.
alert.
Let's go to scores. I'm gonna go to Patrick first.
Patrick.
Patrick.
Me, I'm gonna give this about a 3.5.
Wow.
It didn't hit me as hard as In Bruges. It wasn't, even though this is like a very sad, depressing movie. It just did not hit me as hard as In Bruges with the whole death, suicide to warn Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was sad in the sense of like, oh yeah, I fucked up my friendship to try to make something of myself when
Yeah.
shouldn't have. I could have just been on this goddamn island, just make music and just be cool with hanging out with people drinking.
I make music
But I fucked
and
it up.
have friends still.
But yeah,
Okay. 3.5.
3.5 for me.
Nick.
For me, I don't mean to cheapen the score, but this is going to be a 5 for me.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was beautiful. I thought the scenery was beautiful. I thought the writing was really good. I thought that it was appropriately funny and sort of goofy, but that it felt relevant. It felt like it really kind of hit home.
Yeah.
You know, it touched on subjects that not a lot of movies hit.
Yeah.
I felt that while it wasn't like grand scheme, like, okay, these drug-addled robots are gonna go crazy and kill every 6 hours. You know, that's a very serious thing, right? Like,
You gotta prepare.
you know, you have to have weapons hanging on your walls, sort of situations that you're not gonna use. You just use a lamp. I felt that, like, while it was very small in scale, to me it felt large. It felt like we were really just in these people's lives watching, you know, a small town drama kind of go down. That was very serious. It felt very real to Colin Farrell's character.
Yeah.
That he was losing, like, he was important enough for him to, like, keep continuing to go back to him despite the finger threats.
Yeah.
You know, and then his donkey, he's alone. All he's got left is his donkey, and this donkey is now dead.
Yeah.
As a result, the casual arson and things like that, like I can relate to all of that.
He can relate to the casual arson.
Patrick, you're on fucking
you-
watch. But
This video is now evidence.
Yeah.
no, it's not. In Minecraft. No, this was a really. I thought this was a really good movie. I would recommend it. I'll probably watch it again, to be honest. I thought this was a really good movie.
Yeah, I agree with Nick on everything Nick said. I mean, I give this a 5. Like, if you're just expecting In Bruges, you might be disappointed. But there's so much in this that hits on certain messages, like the idea of the creative person that's like getting near death and is like striving to make something before the end. I feel that way all the time. So it's like, there's like that character, and then you have this thing of also this small town, easy, good life. What is good about that, and then what is bad about that? So there's this conflict of, okay, this peaceful, normal thing, and then this like more grandiose, like, I want to do this other thing. And then there's this struggle of friendship of, okay, the friends that I have are not the friends that, maybe that's not the friend I want to keep. Like, this person is actually tying me down from what I want. Okay, what do I do? So there's all these things, like these like real life things in this story, but it's kind of taken to extreme. It's like, leave me alone or I'll cut all my fingers off. You know,
And then you'll be the reason why
and it's your fault. Your fault.
Yeah.
I didn't create my masterpiece.
I told you.
And it's your fault.
The excuse.
It's your fault that I don't have any fingers.
Yeah.
And it's just this whole thing of this like perfect environment, but then all these people are just like, well, it's just kind of sad. And like, they really emphasize, when you see how this movie is shot and how beautiful it is, it's just this perfect thing. And then people are just like, it's boring. It's just boring. And like, there's so many people that would kill to be in that situation. I would kill this man to be.
Oh, right now.
Right now, I just
To
kill
live
him.
on an island.
Yeah.
I would
I
not
gotta worry
blame you, I
about.
think, for a second. Honestly, I'd just die, be like, Nathan, have a cow named Nick.
It's just like, but all these people are like, well, it's just this boring nothing life, you know. And they're like, we'll just go to the big city and live in the war,
Yeah.
where there's what
People die.
You know,
People
it's
die
like,
left.
so there's like all this stuff that revolves around this simple story about two friends that are not connecting anymore. And then there's also a banshee, a witch.
I think that was a theme I didn't really think about while watching it, is that there is an entire civil war
Yeah.
cracking off on the mainland, but it's kind of, that seems kind of just secondary to the characters.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of going through this transitional stage in their own lives where it's like, we're not friends anymore. Yeah, there's a civil war, but what's kind of more pressing is that I'm going to cut off all my fingers due to the fact that I'm just tired of you talking to me.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of plays to the scale of like, listen, you know, there's war, there's always conflict, there's brutality, there's an execution happening on the mainland.
Yeah, the cop's like,
Yeah, don't you want to go for the execution?
Yeah, I would go if they were executing you.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, well, he's participating.
Yeah.
Firing squad, I get.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting in on it.
He's like, I'm there to observe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's kind of, you know, that guy's kind of played in the stories like a dunce, while the two main characters are just kind of like more concerned about what's happening on their 30-person island.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of an interesting theme, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it's really great. I just like, you got to know what you're in for. It's not the kind of movie we generally watch. It's not even. It's like Martin McDonagh. He's gotten definitely more thoughtful and slow in his movies. Like if you watch 3 Billboards to wherever the fuck Missouri, this last movie, it's a good movie, but it's like he's slowing down and like he's doing more careful kind of stories that are less insane. This movie has a little bit of that insanity, but it's just not. It's still more rooted in real people and real situations, but kind of twisted a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie. I think
so too.
People should watch it. He thinks it's an okay movie.
It's an okay. It didn't hit me as hard as it was.
Well, no, I mean that's hard to do. But
Yeah. Bro. It's like I can't take Mad-Eye Moody dying again.
yeah.
But you watch it on HBO Max
Yep.
before you watch the review.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
That's a movie.
This video gets 50 views. Patrick will give me $100.
It's not how this works at all.
It is. I said it. It's on record.
What?
50 views, $100. Take it out of my tab.
If this video gets 50 views,
50 views.
I get to be Putin's no longer whatever Russia.
If this video
I
gets
take over Russia.
35
Just shut it down.
views,
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Patrick gives me his car.